Hi, family. It's Fumilayo Fatuberu here again. And like I always do on my channel, I talk about everything that has to do with travel. But today, I'm not going to be talking about visas or how you can get a visa. I'm going to be assuming that you already have the visa, and I'm just going to be telling you um, how you can get to France, Paris, actually, from London. So I'm going to be telling you two options. I'll tell you the pros and the cons, and then you choose your winner. Already, I know who the winner is or who I would fly with or travel with when I'm going. But then I'll leave the option open for you. I'll just tell you about the pros and cons today. So I'll start with the flight. And for the flight, I will start with the pros. The number one pro for the flight is the flights are relatively cheaper, especially when you book off peak and then you book the budget friendly airlines, maybe like Ryanair, like EasyJet. You can get your ticket as low as £35, but without a baggage. So the number one pro for the flight is that they are relatively cheaper. They can be relatively cheaper, especially when you book off peak and when you book with all these budget friendly airlines like EasyJet, Ryanair. You can get your tickets for as low as £35 return ticket, but then you won't have the baggage allowance. So that means you just go with your carry-on or your backpack, which is okay because most times it might be the weekend you're going for anyway. So yes, that's number one pro. Number two, for the flight, there are more flexibilities, especially when you're taking the early morning flight or the late night flight. Not only are they cheaper, they give you enough time to plan. Number three pro for the flight is that the flight time is, guess what? Just 45 minutes. I'm talking about you flying from maybe Gatwick Airport, Luton Airport to Charles de Gaulle. It's just 45 minutes if you're going with a direct flight. But then if you're going to have flights with stops, one stop, two stops, then it can extend as much as 4 or 5 hours. But if you're taking a non-stop flight just direct from London to Charles de Gaulle, then you're going to be doing only 45 minutes. That's easy. Now, let's do the cons. Number one, you are flying from Gatwick, from Luton, from wherever it is that you're traveling from in London, or whatever mode of transportation you're using, is going to take you like 2 hours to get to the airport. That's that's it, like a no-no. Number two, because it is an international flight, you're expected to be at the airport a minimum of 2 hours to your flight. Number three, you're going to have to go through the hassles of security and immigration. That means you have to take off your shoes, take off your jacket, bring out your computers, take off your belt, all of that. Like you're traveling for real. You're going to have to do all of that. Number four, you're going to have to be in line when you get to Paris through the customs and immigration and security to get your passport stamped as well. Number five, it's going to take you like roughly 50 minutes to 1 hour for you to journey from the airport in Charles de Gaulle to city center because the flight is going to be at Charles de Gaulle, obviously, and you have to get to city center to be able to get to wherever your hotel is or wherever you're going to be touring and all of that. So yes, that's going to take like another 1 hour. It means more time and more money. So yeah, that's the cons I have for when you are flying. Then I'll start with the pros for the train. The first pro I have for the train is that you don't have to rush to the airport. You can get to, because you're going to be leaving from London, St. Pancras, and you can get to the train station like 30 to 45 minutes before your train departure time. That's good compared to the 2 hours we were talking about. Number two, one of the cons again for flying is the restriction on baggage allowance. They are very strict on it. You might not be entitled to carry any. Sometimes it might just be one, and then they will weigh these bags and there are tight restrictions, and then you might need to pay extra if you want to carry more. And then I would go to the trains. So I'll start with the pros for the trains. Number one is that you do not have to go to the train station and sit. You can get to the train station like 35 to 45 minutes before the train departure time. The train is going to be leaving from London St. Pancras, and you can get there like 45 minutes before the train departs. Number two, you don't have to go through all the hassles of the security taking off your shoes, your jacket, your belt, bringing out your laptop, taking off your iWatch. You don't have to go through all of that. Although you would go through security where you'll be stamped out in of London, but then guess what? The minute you're being stamped out of London, you're already getting another stamp of being stamped into Paris. So it's like killing two birds with one stone. It's done all at once. And the line is not so long. It's not like you have to wait forever. No, you don't have to do all of that. Number three, unlike the airline, there's no baggage restriction. Now, I'm not saying that you should now pack the whole of the universe saying, oh, I'm going to Paris from London, but at least you can pack decently. You don't have the baggage restriction. So if you're one thinking of, oh, I'm going to get this shot in front of the Eiffel Tower, I'm going to go in front of, Arc de Triomphe to take this picture, or you're going to Champs-Élysées or the Louvre, you can pack all your arts and your, dresses. There's no baggage restriction when you're going by train. Another thing I like when I travel by train is that you don't have the liquid restriction. For the flight where you have the 100 ml, or you can pack this gel. For trains, you do not have that. So yes, it works. And guess what? The trains most of the time they have Wi-Fi, so you can walk on the train and relax or browse or update your status or whatever it is that you want to do. And lastly, which is my favorite part about going on a train, is that it takes you right to the city center. Like you're leaving from the city center in London, and it takes you right to the city center in Paris. So that means you don't have to journey like over an hour again to get to the city center. Now I'll get to the cons. It's relatively more expensive. If you book early, like off peak, you can get the tickets as low as maybe 90 to 100 pounds, but then most of the time it might be more expensive than that. Number two, it takes like, if it's a direct one, it takes a minimum of 2 hours 15 minutes to get to Paris from London. Number three, if you're one that likes to travel early in the morning or late at night, you might not have that flexibility when you're traveling with the train. Number four, the one that scares me the most, is sometimes there might be cancellation of trains, especially in Paris because of strikes and protests, and so you might have had your train ticket booked already, you're ready to go, and then something happens in Paris and they say, oh, the union is on strike or there's a protest. It means that you can travel. And this happens a lot in Paris, so sometimes it scares me. So, all in all, for me, all in all, I think it's still better to go with the train because it's more convenient. Even though the train ride is like 2 hours, 2 hours, 30 minutes, it's faster because guess what? You don't have to go and wait in the airport like 2 hours before the flight. You don't have to travel from Charles de Gaulle to city center for like an hour, and then that's 3 hours. And then you don't have to go through all the rush with the security trying to take off your jacket and everything. But if you're looking for flexibility, then I would advise you to go by flight. But if you're looking to experience more, the scenery, time to save time, then I would say go by train. So for me, I already know that the next time I'll be exploring Paris from London, I'll definitely be doing it by train. What would you be doing it by? That will be all from me today. Don't say you haven't learned anything from me. If you have anybody that is traveling to Paris from London, make sure you share this video with them. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for, guys? Give this video a thumbs up, please, and share with your friends. That'll be all from me today. Take care till next time. Bye bye.